this motherfucker.
Whoa! Yes. Let's go in.
It's crazy how you could come and make. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Get out of our. Get out of here.
Akon called out for decisive comments comparing Black Americans to African musicians.
You know what? He's part of the ancestors that sold slaves for guns. That's who the fuck he is. Get the fuck out of America. Leave our money alone.
But first off, he is a Black American. The nigga was born in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Was he?
No, fuck that. He wanted fuck that. He want to talk that shit. He an African booty scratcher, and I ain't fucking with him.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Well, that's for sure. For sure. But yeah, he was born in St. Louis. For sure.
What he said was, as far as performances, I get a little bit of what he's saying about right now, because he's talking about these dudes that's popping these pills, who's sipping on lean, and there is no stage performance. There is none. It's just a motherfucker up there, a zombie, walking left and right.
Let me tell you.
So if he's talking about that compared to this new, what was that? Afrobeat? What is that? That new
Afrobeats.
Afrobeats or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit is rocking. You know what I'm saying? Through and through, from the beat to the performance to everything. That shit is on point compared to our shit now. I get, but if he was talking about when he was, in the top 10, I get it. It's a complete shift as far as performances.
Is that what he said? Was that the context? Was that
was the context? He was talking about performance.
Well, hold on.
Somewhat. On this one, there was another one where he was talking about as far as fatherhood and all that other shit.
What really grind my gears is the comparison. I hate when people compare, especially African Americans. No, the only way you're African American if you came from Africa and you stay here and you got a citizenship. But I hate when they compare themselves to us, because ain't no comparison. You don't even know what the fuck we've been through. So that's the only thing that I got mad at him right now. The context, if the context was like that
was the context.
But still, don't compare. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with his context too. First of all, this motherfucker been making inflammatory comments about the same people he made his money off of for a long
and was asking to help him invest in his Akon City bullshit.
That fucking failed
in Uganda that he hasn't built upon in many years.
So
they gave him.
I thought they bragged about like bringing electricity or something to like thousands of people.
That was this.
That was off.
That's internet and all that shit.
Yeah. And for me, like, he got a track record of doing this shit. I think that's his only way to get attention. And no, I don't agree with him, because all of that shit that they do came from what they see over here. It came from what there might be some rappers doing that shit. Right. That might be some rappers, but you got a shit ton of performers that's still getting it, still rocking, still doing it. You know what I mean? It's not all of them, but everything they do comes from fucking us.
Especially Akon music.
Well, that too, and the whole Afrobeat thing. You gotta think in the same sense. It's jamming, but it was It was cracking over there, but it wasn't popping like it was till it came over here, and we got it popping.
Come on, man.
Right.
And we put a little spin to it.
We stamped
part
it
too. And the thing is, one of the other dudes that's like popping for the Afrobeat type thing is from here as well. So
that's
exactly. I love the music sound. Don't get it twisted. But don't sit up there and compare, and then your music is more hip hop than it is your own culture.
Beyonce,
he's doing that to ride the wave.
Beyonce did that Lion King album where she had a bunch of African artists on there and beats, and she put her spin on that shit. Because I went back and tried to listen to some of their music. It ain't sound a motherfucking thing like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that it's not good either. It's just that it's not the same.
Right.
It's not the same.
Yeah. But that was his take on it. Like you said, he's just trying to be provocative at the time. Again, he's trying to ride that wave of, because Afrobeats is up right now. They're getting noticed over here in our award shows. What's that? Burner Boy. Shout out to him. Like I said, man, they're doing their thing. They got their, it's their time. But Akon is just trying to ride the wave.
But hold up though. Hold on, you was talking about like they were saying like pants hanging half off the ass and stuff. I mean, dude, everybody in this era, everybody wear their stuff real skinny.
Right.
Yeah. But still, it is that comparison as far as the performance and the sagging, because you see these cats, and I thought, man, you see a dude with skinny jeans and he's still sagging. Like, how many of y'all seen that shit?
Can I say something kind of serious?
I can only have y'all backs for so long, and then the truth start coming out black because goddamn.
Can I say
some of that shit is like, but my thing is don't compare it. Shit.
My opinion is that there is an undercurrent and an undertone to what he is saying that goes beyond just being provocative or getting attention. I think that he is around people with money now, and there's people who look like us who had money that didn't believe in what he was trying to do, and he is castigating the entire culture for the sake of promoting his next business move, which I think is he's trying to create an industry, a larger scale industry in music in Africa, which big ups to him for that. You know, if he wants to do that and he can pull that off, I think that's great for them. I don't begrudge them that opportunity. What's that?
I just don't understand why come for people that look. We got enough on us as Black Americans. Why are you?
They don't give a shit. We need to go back and look at Dr. John Henrik Clarke and be reminded: Black people in America, you have no friends. You have no fucking friends. They come over here. We want to go over there till somebody tells us we from over there. I'm doing my family genealogy right now. I haven't found a single African in 300 years. And I'm not saying anything to castigate or separate because I love African people. What I'm saying is we all indigenous people, and that kind of hatred, that undercurrent is what's dangerous to the new generation coming up in the culture. You know, we want to see a change, but you try to make them look less than, but you copying everything that we do.
He's hedging his bets.
The whole K-pop, like the K-pop. Sorry, I'm passionate about this. I'm gonna be quiet in a second.
Go ahead,
man. Our producers, they take our drill beats, our trap beats, and they send that stuff the world over, and then they act like they created a new music genre because somebody's singing over it in a different language. They play us like we straight crazy and stupid every single day.
That's what our culture period.
And our kids are drawn to it because of that.
Let me say this:
are drawn to us in the flavor.
I have no problem with him big up in Afro beats because that shit, Ed is right. Dope. That shit is rocking. But you don't have to big up your people at the expense of ours. Because again, all of that shit came from us. When you listen to that reggaeton and shit, oh man, come on. Now, my thing is this: you right, man. Timberland did that shit. Timberland started. I'll never make rap beats for this motherfucker again. And then you started seeing them making this other music, and you know, a lot of these producers, to keep the money coming in, they start sending the beats and shit outside. Next thing you know, somebody else is Dr. Dreing it and stamping it like it's theirs. You know, like DJ Pooh made all them fucking beats, and we found out that allegedly other motherfuckers was taking credit for it. Again, man, you could big up your people and bring attention to Afro beats without saying like, yeah, they better performers. That's a big wave right now. Anyway, when you look at all of these entertainers, the Insecure chick, the one that played as Harriet, the one who writes that show, Abishola in Abishola Loves Ernie or whatever the fuck that is. All of these motherfuckers get caught on Twitter and making these fucked up comments, these old Akata comments, and the black women in the weed, they always attacking black women, and they always making these fucking comments, and the one thing they go back to is, well, black Americans called us African booty scratchers. Like, nigga, that was kid shit. And number two, right, and number two, again, there was a whole movement in the late 80s and the 90s.
So dumb.
Yeah, it was a whole movement in the late 80s and 90s where you had black people at these HBCUs and other places, you know, trying to fight against apartheid, using our voices to bring attention to that shit. Nobody else would have knew about that shit over there.
Right.
You know, so come on, man. Like, nobody would have knew about that shit. he a funny dirty motherfucker, man. Like I don't pay attention. I never thought the motherfucker sing convict music. Shake it, smack it, give me some more, smack it.
Locked up.
Right.
I mean,
I'm locked up. They won't let me out. No.
True. But yeah, I feel everything you're saying on that because I honestly think it's, you know how they say when you get to a place, your true colors start to show. Yeah. And I think that's what it is because I honestly feel if it was on like some true music stuff and he wanted to take it to like a bigger stage, let's rewind a bit. When I first heard Akon was on the Fuji La Sly and Robbie remix on the Score album. He was the last person to sing on that. So he got that connect with Wyclef right there. One of the biggest dudes in the hip hop industry. You don't think he got a first-hand connect with him that could take that to the next level? So you want to stoop to this on something like that instead of going to that. You got the first-hand connection with this dude, but you want to talk some shit like this? Dude, that's not right.
You got to think about it, man. He's up and he's going to stay up because of what he did with Lady Gaga. He's set for life. That's why they turn around and shit on folks when they know they good. He don't need that. You don't need the black community no more. You don't need the shit over here in the States because again,
but
like
I think he's still
trying to make inroads.
For sure. But I think he's caping for that because you check out this interview that he just did, and then go back to that Drink Champs interview. 2 different interviews, bro.
Yeah. But let me say this, Mr. Coppola. I'm gonna shoot it to you, Miss Kiki. Let me say this real quick. Mr. Coppola just hit a motherfucking point. They all do it once they get up. Once they get their money. Pink did it. Pink was out that bitch with Naughty by Nature singing motherfucking R&B music. What's the one cat that Usher brought into the game?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber was up there making nigga jokes and shit. What's the motherfucker out of Detroit? Kid Rock. Motherfucker got a black kid was
Kid
up
Rock.
there. First album was peanut butter and grit sandwiches in the morning or some shit like that.
Kid Rock.
And now he the biggest honky tonk motherfucker. Now,
he's a cowboy.
He a cowboy. Talking
from
about
Detroit.
Jay-Z and them cowboys look like us, right?
Come on, man.
From Detroit. But go ahead.
Jay-Z and them charge too much for their tickets. When I believe in, $25 tickets so people can afford a beer. It's like every time motherfuckers come in off our backs at a certain point. I got this money. I'm hopping off, and y'all motherfuckers ain't shit. And look at what's the bitch name? Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez came up off of Black Men. Jamie Foxx said it. That whole In Living Color shit. She came up off of that, and then she was I'm Still Jenny from the Block with Ben Affleck on the fucking yacht with the locks looking silly in that fucking video. You know what I'm saying? I could go on and on about this shit. Even Rosie fucking Perez. Rosie Perez came up off of motherfucking Spike Lee, then sat in the motherfucking interview where Fat Joe had checker. Where Fat Joe,
Rosie D's.
Where Fat Joe had to check her because she was talking about Spike Lee was just trying to get off on her and fucking do the right thing. He was trying to get his funky off. I was uncomfortable with that, and I thought he was just trying to freak off on me. And Fat Joe like, yo, let's be clear. Let's be clear. Spike didn't do nothing wrong, no. Oh no, I'm not saying that. He had to back her the fuck up. So they all do that once they come up off of us. It ain't shocking. But the problem is we keep letting motherfuckers like that in. It's cool to have a white singer, the Latin girl with the big ass, like somewhat close to the black girls. Pink with the fucking, go ahead, Miss Kiki.
What you saying that I hit what I wanted to say, but what you saying that is it just sounds so crazy to me because everybody of color is the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what is the problem? Why are we down on each other? That's the main thing. But I did want to say this for my Black American men, for men that really don't know. Like, I know he's talking about the presence of Black American men before we started getting feminized, and the men that's still out there. Like, who can I use? Like maybe LL Cool J or what's his name? I'm going old school.
Tyler Perry.
No, hell no.
Motherfucker. You motherfucker. That's how I can't get you to think.
He's
come in a room and throw a grenade to get you to think, man.
There is nothing like the presence of a well-dressed Black American man and the swag. It just can't be touched. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they are doing what they're doing to our Black men, because they know that. There's such a presence about them. Even I'm sorry, like I look at how Africans dress. Like y'all come over and y'all be dressed in like these Habibi things and stuff like that. Like you're not. That's not sexy to me. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck is a Habibi thing?
I don't know. Because they have the dresses on with little, you know,
with the sheer shit on it,
with
the little baby, with the baby bib stitched onto it.
Yeah.
Dashikis.
And I hate that. I'm not, and you know what I'm saying? Your culture is your culture, but if you want to compare, come on, you ain't got shit on ours. You might as well go dance around the fire.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, why you doing this shit?
Because I make okay. Well, I'll just say Akon.
Damn. She just
Mike.
That makes me mad.
Nah, you know what?
She's just
listen, I kind of feel her though. I feel what she's saying.
Pastor Bernard, you got it. I just feel, but I'm like, Pastor
Bernard. About the
Bernard.
way he dressed. You saying the way he dressed, but she fucking around found he was. If you're really a prince, I'll marry you and shit.
I would not. Not put that on my life.
Go ahead. Take a chance.
Oh,
go
man.
ahead.
No. If I can find an African that look like Idris Elba, I may.
There she go. There it is.
I mean, Africa's a big motherfucking place. Africa's
what she's saying, though.
You know, they say white people came out of Africa too.
They did.
Africa's a big place. You will find an Idris Elba looking motherfucker over in Africa. Yeah. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Nah, it's some motherfucking, it's some non-dressing motherfuckers that came out of there. Well, listen, I lived in Columbus back in the day. It was a motherfucker. It was a motherfucker I seen. He had on some camouflage pants, some patent leather dress shoes, and a mesh football jersey with a jerry curl. Done.
Hey man, it was all new. It was fresh out the bag. It was just what you call it, man? Just patchwork.
Fucking looked like an extra in colors.
He thought he was dope.
Salvation Army pop tags. Salvation Army pop tags.
But I you know what I'm saying? They come over here and they start dressing Americanized and then they fit in. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah,
quit.
Let me say this, man. I
love all people, but don't you compare my people like that. That's all
100,
I'm saying.
100. I'm gonna just say this right quick. I met some Africans that was like him, and then I was in Thailand and I met some African sisters over there. I got a friend, her name is Ifoma. She's a professor in LA. Down by law. Ain't on this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't understand why it goes on. It's just, I think for us, we get it from people that don't look like us. So to have this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, that's sniffing all the white man's air to say some shit like this.
Probably get bent over.
Nose breathing all the white man's air.
Yeah, all day. But that's Akon, man.
He getting butt busted.
Okay, next. Yeah, next.
But allegedly,
it's a new trend in 2023. A whole lot of backdoor talk.
A lot of pandering going on.
Hey, Drizzy hit her with it one time. Panda.
A whole lot of backdoor.
Stop it! You're hurting him. That's my one. That's my one. That's my one.
Man.
I thought he was
See, stop giving this man suggestions.
I will do it. That's my one. I got to get it during the show. That's my one.
That's day one.
You got to start the year off right.
Every time a black man talk about nines, a white man got to go and drag him and them out his ass.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh, this motherfucker.